Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Numbskull here, back again with another fantastic trip report to read for you all. Today's report is going to be on a somewhat niche and obscure substance that doesn't really get spoken about. Most people aren't even aware that there's more forms of DXM besides HBr, Polysterex, and Freebase in the first place, and personally, I think that's a damn shame. So today, I'm going to read you all a report off of Erowid where a person took DXM Citrate. It's pretty short, but it's going to be interesting, and I hope you all enjoy. Let's get into it. Drugs taken: DXM citrate and cannabis at a dose of 750 milligrams DXM citrate orally and an uncertain amount of cannabis flower. Smoked. Gender: male. Body weight: 168 pounds. Height: 5'11". Time of experience: June 24th, 2018. Age at time of experience: 23. The Chemical Nature of Life by Timeline Editor. Prep: 750 milligrams DXM HBr acid base extracted from generic cough syrup. Yield is around 500 milligrams DXM. Reacted with citric acid to give DXM citrate not measured. Dried and placed in gelatin capsules for consumption. Setting: my living room in my apartment, 12 floors up. Well lit, TV playing the show Stargate Atlantis, and laptop on the couch next to me. Mindset: eager to see where DXM and cannabis will take me this time. Slightly anxious about my brother's health issues and my recurring sinus infection for which I recently had surgery. As expected, the memory of this experience is fragmented at best, a consequence of repeated loss of, then return of, ego awareness. As a result of this experience, I know exactly what DXM or any NMDA drugs, ketamine, PCP, etc., do to me. I smoked a bowl and took the two rather hard-to-swallow large capsules. The first thing I noticed was the headband release thing that happens to me. Subjectively speaking, it feels like I have a headband around my head. Then the pressure suddenly goes away. That is, to me, an indication that the drug has crossed the blood-brain barrier. The second thing I noticed was synesthesia, but not from the domain of the five senses. It's very hard to describe if the reader is not familiar with the human energy systems, chakras, etc. The now combined sense was coming from / to my root chakra and can be described as red if it were a color. In my mind, it is an intense feeling of the shared understanding of the chemical nature of life, a sense of inner knowing. As the experience got more and more intense, I stopped receiving information from my body, dissociation, and instead became aware of my lack of physical awareness. This was short, and followed rapidly by a shift to the exact opposite. I had become aware of my body in a very direct way. I saw in my mind my body fall into place of red fire-like energy. I was standing on its surface. Sounds like hell. It's not. Unless I ended up there by accident, then it would be hell-ish. I was in the inner realms. In this case, I was in the realm of root and source energy. Raw life force. I mean that literally. I now understand what DXM does to me. It amplifies two of my energy centers by a factor of several billion. To be specific, my root chakra and the kundalini, which is dormant in most humans. As a result of this, I have gained a deep understanding of the heavy, powerful chemical nature of life and how light literally powers all of it. I could feel just how powerful humans really are. We walk around in these bodies made of energy so dense it feels solid. We call it matter. It contains so much raw power, it can hardly be contained. In fact, it can't. The elements decay because of this power. They trend toward more stable states. That was one stage of many in my experience. Here's another. I felt this very, very strange sensation that could be described as something moving around under a rug. The next thing I knew, I was in some place that resembled a galaxy. The Milky Way, I think. But instead of stars, there were sort of compartments. And I was one of those compartments. And it was eternal, this place. It existed in cycles of time, and each ring or cycle had stacked above and below, in infinite order, all possible things. I think it's called vertical time. So it would appear that there are at least 3 types of time. Linear time, okay. And vertical time. We exist in all 3 at once, but are only aware of linear time under normal conditions. And yes, guys, I did skip that. It's completely fucked up. I have no idea what bro was trying to write there, but he most certainly didn't write what he meant to, so ignore that. Continuing. A lot more interesting things happened, but I can't find the words to describe them, so I'll end here. And, well, that's going to be the end of this report. I really wanted to get this out there to you all, even though it's literally the shortest report I've ever done, because, as I said, most people don't even realize there are more variants of this very common drug out there, and I want you all to be educated like me. The main point of this entire channel is to teach you all about drugs and how to be safe using them. I've got more reports on other forms of DXM, such as phosphate, sulfate, hydrochloride, even lactate, and many, many more. So, if you want to hear about any of those, I would be more than happy to make them. Promise they're a lot longer than this one was. Perhaps I could even make a sort of mini-series based solely around trip reports and discussion on all the different lesser-known forms of DXM on the planet. Just let me know in the comments, guys. If you enjoyed this one, a like and a subscribe or follow would of course be much appreciated as well. And as I say, don't forget those post notifications if you don't want to miss anything coming up. Now then, I am going to go have some kratom and weed and relax for a while after I go pick up Penelope's medicine. You all should certainly grab your DOC and join me. Stay frosty, stay curious, and most importantly, stay safe out there. And with that, I'll of course see all of you in the next one. Peace!